If you've been experiencing problems with your Samsung Frame TV, you're not alone. Despite the advanced features of this television and in-home art gallery, it's not immune to the occasional bug.
Over the last several weeks, I've been experiencing a problem where my Frame TV here randomly turns on at all hours of the day or night. In several cases, it's turned on in the middle of the night and blared Samsung's streaming TV channel until someone, me, gets up and shuts it off. Now, this is not only annoying, but it can be kind of frightening, especially if it sounds like someone is talking in your living room while you're sleeping.
One of the first things I did was check the settings. A Samsung Frame TV has a few settings that will allow it to shut off and conserve power if no motion is detected in the room, then it'll spark up as you enter. Now, while I hadn't adjusted any of them, I figured maybe a recent firmware update had done something to tweak them. To adjust the motion settings for your Frame TV's art mode, you need to access the settings while in art mode. While one of your art pieces is displayed, push the home button, scroll all the way to the bottom of that screen past all of the art options and choices, and look at the very bottom for something called art mode options. If you access the settings menu from the left-hand side column, by the way, it appears you can't get to this setting correctly, so watch out. Now, the first option on screen should be sleep options. You can choose how quickly after the television stops detecting movement in the room that it'll power off. This range goes from about 5 minutes to several hours, and you can also adjust the motion detector sensitivity from low, medium to high.
Finding those settings just as I left them, initially I couldn't figure out what could possibly be causing the TV to randomly turn on. Now, until I could track down the cause of this, I needed to come up with a fix.
After every time I used the Frame TV, instead of simply putting it into art mode, I would be sure to change the last input I used, which is found in the main television menu. By switching the input to my Sonos soundbar, at least when the television would come on, it wouldn't blare the last channels I watched or default to Samsung's streaming service. This was actually a convenient fix while I was troubleshooting the larger problem.
It wasn't until later I actually found out there is a setting that can disable Samsung's streaming TV channel from coming on every time you power on.
Go to Settings, All Settings, General and Privacy, and Start Screen option. Just toggle the Start with Samsung Smart Hub Home option off.
Now back to the reason you're here. The cause of your TV randomly turning on or off when it's not supposed to is likely a software glitch. Now, it may have happened as the result of a firmware update, or perhaps your TV just needs a break. Either way, a factory reset is likely going to solve your problems. Now, worth pointing out that a factory reset for your Frame TV here will likely mean you need to log in again to all of your streaming services. But if you do have a Samsung Smart Things account, you should be able to use that to reinstall your TV's settings and your channels to the last Smart Things backup. Now, if you don't have a backup, that's okay, but just make sure to keep your streaming passwords handy.
To do a factory reset of your Frame TV, go to Settings, All Settings, and look for General and Privacy. The last option in here is going to be Reset. Once you've selected Reset, you will have to input a PIN number to confirm you'd like to go ahead. If you haven't chosen a specific PIN for your device, Samsung will offer you the default PIN number on screen, which is 0000. Type it in and the television will reset.
The process is likely going to take several minutes, and when it starts up again, you're going to have to set your television up from scratch again. Now, fortunately, this takes really just a few minutes and involves reconnecting to your home's Wi-Fi network and downloading that cloud backup from Samsung SmartThings if you've enabled that option. After I factory reset my TV here, the problem of the Frame randomly turning on by itself in the middle of the night was completely eliminated, and I was back to being in love with it again. If you've been experiencing any problems with your Samsung Frame TV, you can tell me about it in the comments and then let me know what you did to fix it, and hopefully you fixed it already. If not, hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you're looking to learn more about your Frame TV, you can check out my video about how to add your own photos to art mode or how to use the really cool multi-view settings right now.